Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. This is your Taurus, month of November, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, tarot reading. And Taurus is a fixed earth sign and is ruled by the planet Venus and governs the house, the second house of possessions. And I will be using this Marigold Tarot by Emrit Brar, which is something that I purchased through a Kickstarter, and it's beautifully illustrated. I love using it. And I do anoint my cards with abramelin oil to protect against outside influence. Oh, we got a jumper. Hopscotch. Ooh. It's okay, Taurus. It's only mental anguish, probably by your own hand. All right. Let's get started. So, crossing the Nine of Swords, we have, which one is this? Ace of Cups. And that's good. That could be the start of a new relationship. This could be relating to how Venus is in retrograde right now. All of those things. Crossing the Nine of Swords. So maybe Venus retrograde is causing you a lot of mental anguish. Let's see. In the past position, we have Strength. So that's a good card to have in your past. It sets up for a good future. There was something that you had to persevere and push through, and you have. So good for you. And then we have the Hierophant in your current state, which relates to marriage, but it also relates to dogma and your spiritual path. Maybe leading others. And then we have in the future position the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups can be a water sign, but it could also be you if you're being ruled by your emotions right now. But it's upright, so that could end up being a good thing. Especially because we know that you've shown strength in the past, so you're up to the challenge. And what do we have here? We have the King of Swords. The King of Swords does not play around. He is very concerned with, it's kind of like the Hierophant energy, making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing for the right reasons. Could also be a masculine air sign. So let's look at what else is there. And I might need to clarify some of these cards. This reading is not super straightforward. I'll probably clarify the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant and the King of Swords. Or maybe just one or the other of the Hierophant. kind of in combination, since they seem to be pretty tied together. And let's see what we have here. We have the Chariot. It's all about victory, but it's also about choosing what path you take. Oftentimes this card will have two sphinxes showing the duality of your nature. Duality is kind of black and white. Just showing that there are many aspects to consider. Mercy and severity. This is the Hermit card. This is how people are perceiving you right now. This is how you're presenting to the world, but this is how you're being perceived. So that makes a lot of sense. Because you could be feeling very victorious in your own mind, but having everyone else see you as kind of being tucked away into yourself and introspective. This is also a card for Virgo. So if you know any Virgos, maybe it has to do with them. And this is the Hopes and Dreams and Fears, which is the Three of Rings, which is all about a job that you started not too long ago, but it's not a brand new job. It's something you've been doing for a little while and you're starting to get good at it. And then your final position is the Seven of Cups inverse. So a lot of times the Seven of Cups has to do with illusion and fantasy and having all these choices. It seems like you pretty much know what you want. You're just kind of in this anguish about it. But I don't see that lasting for very long. And I don't see you harboring people in your life who are not going to support your emotional state and your emotional health. So that's good for the month of November. But these kind of cleared it up, but I will draw some cards for this, and I'll draw some cards for these two together because they seem very... This Eight of Swords wants to come out for the Queen of Cups. The Eight of Swords is all about perceiving that you are stuck or that you're being trapped. But that's not necessarily the case. That's not necessarily true. But the Queen of Cups can be a little clouded by emotion and a little driven by emotion. So, what's this? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is kind of like a conflict card. Not as much as the swords are. It's a fire energy, but it seems like probably there are people around you who are making your life really complicated right now. Sorry. I was afraid that was going to happen. These cards have a really great finish on them in that they slide over each other very easily, but that can also mean that you get flub shuffles, which I kind of hate. I'm sorry. And what else do we have? Death. Well, this is about a change, and a change that you're not going to like. So that definitely has to do with this mental anguish. And the Ace of Cups here, these new emotions, these are very fresh emotions. And they're going to lead you to this change, and you're not going to like it, I don't think. But you are strong, you'll make it through. There is a transformation that needs to take place. So, for these two cards, I'm going to kind of lay the cards out here. We have the Seven of Rings. We have the Sun. And we have Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a very stable sort of a marriage energy. And the Sun is a happy outcome, so that's good. The Seven of Rings is, there was a project that you had abandoned, and now it might be kind of coming back around again into a new kind of state. Maybe not as you had originally envisioned it, but coming back around to something new and leading you to this King of Swords, Hierophant path. So, sorry about my boom. This is the best way to hold the microphone. I was using the cards. I want to lay everything out so you can see it well. But that is your reading for this month, Taurus. And I really appreciate you watching this video, even though it's not very aesthetically pleasing. But thank you, and I hope that you have a great month. It looks like it should be pretty good. And good luck.